Good morning or good evening or whatever time of day you open this email. I miss you all, and that's the message of everything. I'm sorry about my absence and that I completely disappeared from the scene. First of all, I sort of complained that I couldn't teach jewelry online or with Zoom or any of these devices that most of your teachers are using. My neighborhood is a total hotspot, lockdown hotspot. And one evening, 1 or 2 days after school stopped, who expected that? Incidentally, if you ask me why am I wearing my hat, I know this good-looking face is not enough for you to remember me. That I remember each and every one of you by name, and you've been in my prayers every night that you're safe. And I urge you, if it's possible at your age, I don't know what's going on in Bangkok for your age, but if you can arrange to get the vaccine, please get it. This Delta variant makes it so contagious that it'll even jump Sinovac and Sinopharm and whatever other ones that are popular right now. I looked outside, I saw an ambulance coming into my neighborhood, and it had all its lights on, and it was moving very slowly. And I'm just following it and watching it, and it stopped a half a block from my house. These guys got out in hazmat suits. One of them had a sprayer, and they were spraying each other. And then they started to spray all the attached housing in my village. So I was just dokjai. And then I saw them take out my neighbors. Well, that was enough for me. I was so nakjai from watching this, I could think of nothing else because I'm the oldest teacher probably that you have. I was worried about the possibility of me getting this terrible pandemic. I've never seen anything like it in my lifetime, but when I was young, there was a pandemic called polio, and my mother safely wouldn't let me go to swimming pools or meet with other kids, and she was all, I credit my mother for, thank God, keeping me safe from anything happening to me. So the school decided not to offer my elective and woodworking for the first semester, never knowing when we're going to get back. But right now, the government is going through a selective process, and the schools applied to open partially, maybe a soft opening, and then it'll be fully opened, and I hope to see you all again. I miss Richard and Pat and Ferry and Sumo. I miss Vinny. I miss Riss and Rook and Patty and Tommy and Matthew and even Atkins. That's just a joke, Atkins. Maya and Drive and Sid and Harvey and Richard. Richard, I don't think is going to come back. I think he's moving to another country. And Sahil and William. And William spent a day in my shop with me. I did it as a favor to his mother, and he made an incredible ring that's really hard to make. You're all going to learn so much more with me, so I can't wait till school resumes in the physical. Right now, the school is negotiating or applying to the government to see how they're going to open. And I found out that all of my jewelry students got incompletes, and that wasn't my doing. I don't know how that happened, but I'm offering to you, and it's not in stone yet. It's not for sure, but I'm going to try to teach on a Saturday at about 9, maybe for 2 hours, and I hope you'll take that class and work on your work. I'm going to make sure that, of course, everybody passes. You did fantastic work. I brag about you to everybody. But you guys got really close to my heart. And I remember when you used to leave the classroom and say, Mr. Harper, we love you. And I would say, I love you guys too. I miss you guys. I miss you as my friends, not as your teacher, but as my friends. I feel like your grandfather sometimes, all of you. So hello to Sid and Harvey and Richard, wherever you are, and Sahil and William. I prayed for you guys every night. I'm worried about this pandemic and the way Bangkok is handling it, to try to get vaccinated if you can. If it's even possible for your age, I don't know. And most of the teachers at KPIS, I think everybody's vaccinated at KPIS. They made an initiative to vaccinate the teachers. My wife's vaccinated. Please understand my absence from teaching my classes is not something that I could remedy. And I'm going to come back next semester. Don't forget about my elective. Please come back to me. Teaching jewelry online or trying to teach woodworking really wouldn't be successful that much. And you would get bored. And so you need to handle things physically and work physically. And you all became jewelers in my class. And you can do exquisite precision work. I wish your parents could see you at work. So speaking about that Saturday, you could bring your parent with you, and they will make a ring or something in my class and experience it. And of course, there's a lot of new teachers at the school, young teachers. I'm going to offer them. So any empty seats I have on Saturday, if this works out with the government. So the school is now applying for some kind of an opening, whether it's going to be a hybrid opening, partially, and then eventually you'll all be back to school. But I won't see you for the rest of this semester. The purpose of me making this video is that you're in my heart, and I want you to know that as my friends, all of you. And I miss you probably more than you miss me. Make a comment, that would be nice. I want you to see this video. It's very long, so I've been told by people that it's too long for these kids. They don't have the attention span. But for me, I think you have the attention span. So it's a 1 hour video. I never made a teaching film this long, but you'll be able to see my workshop. I think you'll be able to stay with it for an hour, especially if you watch the things that I've been watching on Netflix. They bore me to death. Get a tuna fish sandwich and a nice iced tea or some popcorn and sit your parents down and watch this instruction. The reason I didn't chop it up into separate movies is that I wanted the continuity, because I think it'll dokchai you that I started with something thick, and it shows me taking it through all the steps to making wire out of it, and then I made rings out of the wire. And get ready to come back to me when school starts again, and I hope that will be soon. I hope it'll be at least next semester. Jewelry and woodworking have been suspended for this semester. All right, and then you'll come to my Saturday class if it's approved by the government, and you'll get an invite back to my elective, and don't forget me. And I want to tell you that a long time ago, when I was about 7 or 8 years old, I remember my mother not letting me go swimming because there was a pandemic then. It was called polio. And through vaccine, you don't hear about anymore about person getting polio. So I imagine that the vaccine, eventually it disappeared. I hope Bangkok comes back to normal and this pandemic will disappear. I was so happy before this all happened.